What is going on, guys? We are back with a brand new video. This is week 2 of college football. If y'all did not catch last week, please go check out that video if y'all want to catch up and see how this goes. But with that being said, let's recap week 1, me versus ChatGPT. With ChatGPT, they went 3-1. I say they because I'm pretty sure it's multiple people doing the ChatGPT stuff. And I went 2-2. ChatGPT had a Penn State -8, Hawaii +13.5, UCLA garbage. That game was garbage. Notre Dame versus Texas A&M under in the first half, 23.5. Boy, that was a tough watch. And Miami versus Northwestern +3. They got that wrong. So they only got one wrong. I went with Maryland -19.5. Check mark. They looked good. South Dakota State 10.5, and that was kind of a one I was really questioning. And Florida versus Miami. Jesus, Florida, y'all need to turn around and never play football again, because Miami went into y'all's stadium and thrashed y'all. Jesus Christ. And then Northwestern again playing Miami, Ohio. Northwestern won. I picked Northwestern. This week, we will not have the same picks, me or ChatGPT. We won't have any games going against each other, any picks going against each other. So, with that being said, ChatGPT, they had 3 picks this week. And this week's kind of like, there's some ranked teams, but not really good games. If you're deep in the football fan, you can watch. You can have fun watching some of these games and betting on them. But let's see what ChatGPT. I put for what are the best picks for week 2, college football 2024, and first one they gave me Texas versus Michigan. They went with Texas -7. Texas is coming off a strong 52-0 victory over Colorado State, while Michigan struggled against Fresno State. Texas offense led by Hugh and Edwards looked sharp, and their defense expected to cause problems for Michigan's struggling offense. Betting on Texas to cover the -7 spread seems to be a solid option. I think the whole world is going with Texas -7. That's like the easiest money you can find. So if it changes, you might want to get it now before it does. The next pick is Colorado versus Nebraska. They went with Colorado +7.5. Colorado undercut Coach Deion Sanders, looked impressive in their season opener. Not really. While Nebraska faces their first real test with Sanders and Travis Hunter leading the charge, Colorado covering +7.5 against Nebraska could be a smart play. So, I mean, they're saying Nebraska is the favorites, obviously. Colorado did not look good. And the stats will not show how Colorado played. That offense was not being able to protect Sanders. The offensive line, I'm saying. And Sanders just threw it up to Hunter. He was somewhere out there, and Hunter just, obviously being the #1 pick in next year's draft, is playing out of his mind. And he plays defense, so he played a lot of snaps. So I don't think that's going to be like that all year. I think Hunter's going to get tired, so they do need to limit him on playing defense and really show where he needs to play, and which is wide receiver, where he's best at. So, and the last pick is Illinois versus Kansas. They went with Illinois +5.5. Illinois' defense was very dominant in week 1, allowing only 49 rushing yards, which is very impressive. And this game should be competitive. Taking Illinois to cover 5.5 in a tough matchup against Kansas might be a good bet. I actually don't mind that one. That was not bad at all. So, those are the 3 picks: Texas -7, Colorado +7.5, and Illinois +5.5, which is not bad. Now, time for my picks. Like I said, if y'all don't know, I'm an Oregon fan. I know I live in Texas, South Texas too, coastal line. But I love Oregon. I always loved their jerseys, and I always wanted to go to school, Oregon. But I could never go because I couldn't afford that place. Anyway, so Oregon -19. They are going against Boise State, and boy, Oregon needs to turn around. They looked horrible last week. Dylan Gabriel could not throw past 10 yards. The offensive line could not even help protect Dylan Gabriel. He was basically almost running for his life. I think they allowed 3 or 4 sacks against a team that they should have thrashed over. They were heavy favorites. I think 30-point favorites last week, if I'm not mistaken. But I will still like Oregon. Oregon minus 19. They still have some of the best all-around talent. The defense looked great, kept them in the game because they could have really lost it against. Damn, I already forgot who they played. Anywho, but yeah, they really could have lost. They kept them in that game. That was pretty bad. That being said, Boise State is no pushover. Boise State running back, he put up ungodly video game numbers. I think he had 267 yards or something like that. And their backup was their freshman or something like that. Gaines, he had quite a bit of yards too. And then Boise State, they love them some Ducks, man. They last 3 previous meetings they beat them all 3 times, and then people won't forget the LeGarrette Blount mishap where he was with the Ducks and started fighting Boise State. So this is gonna be a tough game. I don't like this pick, but I am an Oregon fan, and Oregon do need a bounce back. Otherwise, if they come out winning and it's a close game, they're gonna drop rankings again because they were 3 in the preseason rankings, and now they're 7. So they do need a big win. They do need to win by 19 plus points. So, or at least look very dominant. So my next pick is Kansas State versus Tulane minus 10. Tulane, they did look good, but they do have a freshman quarterback. So I know Kansas State's defense has a lot of veterans. A lot. I think they have like 8 returning veterans coming back, led by the linebacker. But Kansas State running back did look good too. Only 13 carries, 124 yards, which is pretty good. And Kansas State is almost dominant over non-conference teams, 98-20. So I like Kansas State. Surprisingly, they're only minus 10, but it is Tulane. Tulane are a tough team to play. And then my juicy pick, the game of the week, I believe, and that everybody should be watching, Tennessee versus NC State. Tennessee minus 9.5 is the team I'm going with. Nico for Tennessee threw, again, video game numbers last week. School record, 314 yards in just the first half. But NC State do have a terrifying defense, 17 interceptions last year. NC State do need to start fast. They struggled. They almost lost last week. Well, I wouldn't say almost. But they were struggling in the first half. I think it was 21-17 in the first half, but they did score the last 21 points in the second half. So, and then Tennessee's depth is ridiculous in the wide receiver. They have so many tall, big, strong wide receivers. I think 3 or 4 of them are over 6'4", so which is incredible. And one of them came from Oregon too. So I do like Tennessee minus 9.5. I also went with Oregon minus 19.5 and Kansas State minus 10. What do y'all think of those picks? Are y'all telling? Are y'all fading? Y'all following me? Y'all following ChatGPT? Let me know what y'all picks are for week 2. And again, be responsible if you're gonna be betting. I have to say this stuff so I won't get banned. And yeah, check out the new video. I did do this for NFL week 1. I'm gonna do it again for NFL week 2. So see y'all next time.